From the rugged highlands to the arid plains, the journey of one of the
finest wool, defined by its crimp and strength, is the essential raw ingredient we follow today. Preparation is key. Precision farming techniques ensure the flock is ready for the annual harvest. The shearing process is an ancient art, now executed with modern, razor-sharp efficiency. In mere minutes, the magnificent fleece is separated, marking the official harvest of the raw wool.
Immediately, the raw wool is graded. Only the highest quality fibers are destined for the mega factory production line.
Each section of the fleece yields different types of wool. Strict classification ensures consistency in the final yarn.
Millions of fibers are gathered, but transport demands density. The raw wool must be compressed. Under immense pressure, the raw wool transforms into a compact, transportable bale.
Each bale of raw wool, weighing hundreds of kilograms, is secured for its long journey.
Every bale is precisely documented, tracking the wool's origin and quality specification across continents. Now begins the logistical phase. The harvested wool is loaded, ready to leave the ranch environment. Leaving the peace of the paddock, the wool begins its race against time, destined for the technological heart of the textile industry.
The journey demands resilience. This raw cargo must traverse hundreds, sometimes thousands, of kilometers to reach the factory.
Cargo secure, proceeding to receiving dock.
Over.
Every mile is monitored. Protecting integrity.
The scale changes dramatically as the truck nears its destination, a hub of technological innovation.
This is the fortress of fiber, the place where raw nature is transformed by immense industrial power.
Arrival.
The raw wool is minutes away from the first step of industrial purification. The compressed wool is carefully unloaded, maintaining its structural integrity until processing begins. This is the supply chain materialized, a mountain of raw wool, representing months of meticulous planning and logistics.
The seals are broken. The raw wool, dirty and dense, is finally released, ready to move onto the cleaning lines. This raw wool, covered in lanolin, dirt, and vegetative matter, is known as greasy wool. It demands
The first phase is complete. The journey transitions from the field to the fire, the purification stage. Purification begins with pre-cleaning. High-speed beaters vigorously shake the raw wool to remove loose dust and grit.
Next is scouring. This critical cleaning process requires immense quantities of specialized hot water and
The wool must be handled delicately, even at this industrial scale. Rakes ensure thorough washing without...
Multiple rinsing stages guarantee that no trace of the cleaning agent remains, leaving behind pristine, purified wool.
Powerful rollers extract 70% of the moisture, preparing the wool for its first intense drying phase. High-velocity heated air circulates through the tunnel, reducing the moisture content to the required minimum.
The result is a transformation. The raw greasy material is now clean, beautiful, and ready for true manufacturing.
Consistency is vital. Different batches of wool are carefully blended here to achieve a uniform quality across the entire production run.
Automation transports the prepared wool. A high-speed network moves the fiber efficiently toward the carding hall.
We enter the heart of fiber alignment, the carding stage. This process untangles, cleanses, and aligns every single wool strand.
The carding machine uses friction and speed to coerce the tangled wool into a perfect, uniform web.
This delicate web of wool is the first true indication of the future yarn, pure and perfectly aligned.
The web is collected into the sliver. This loose rope of wool is the foundational element for spinning. To guarantee evenness, multiple wool slivers are combined and repeatedly stretched or drafted.
Roving is the final preparation. A small twist is introduced to give the wool fiber enough cohesion to withstand the forces of spinning.
The transformation climax, spinning. The process that turns soft roving into strong, resilient wool yarn.
Rollers draft the roving to its final diameter, while the spindle introduces the necessary twist, locking the wool fibers together for maximum strength.
Wool bobbins are continuously replaced, never interrupting the stream of pure wool yarn production. If the wool is to be colored, the bobbins are transported to the massive dyeing facilities.
Color is introduced under intense pressure and heat, ensuring the dye penetrates every single wool fiber completely. Specialized dyes, selected for their brilliance and permanence, infuse the wool. This is where simple fiber becomes artistic thread. Exact science dictates the process. Controlling heat ensures the wool's delicate structure remains undamaged while maximizing dye absorption.
Once the dye is set, the wool yarn is rinsed clean, removing any residual chemicals and revealing its final, saturated color.
The drying cycle is repeated. The wool must be perfectly dry before the next crucial step, weaving. The final packaged form for weaving, stable, large cones of finished wool yarn, ready to become fabric.
Quality control is continuous. The tensile strength of the wool yarn must meet rigorous international standards.
Computerized scanning systems detect and categorize any flaw, ensuring a flawless run of wool yarn before it moves to the weaving floor.
From a dull, greasy fleece to a perfectly colored, strong thread, the wool is now ready to take its final form.
Preparation for weaving is meticulous. Thousands of individual threads of wool yarn are required to create the foundation of the fabric.
Every strand of wool must be perfectly tensioned, or the entire fabric run will fail.
The cacophony of creation. The shuttles fire, interweaving the warp and weft. Fiber becomes true wool fabric.
At incredible speeds, the structure of the wool fabric emerges, row by row.
The tireless work of the machines generates thousands of square meters of premium wool fabric, ready for the final stages of perfection.
The raw material is transformed. From fiber to thread and thread to fabric, the wool is now ready for inspection and delivery.
Perfection is mandatory. The newly formed wool fabric undergoes meticulous inspection under high-intensity light to catch any microscopic irregularity.
Any flaw found is tagged, ensuring that only flawless wool material moves on to cutting and finishing.
Computer-guided cutters maximize yield and guarantee precision, creating components for the final wool products.
Finishing treatments enhance the wool's natural luster and hand feel, preparing it for assembly or direct packaging.
Where human touch once dominated, advanced robotics now guarantee speed and identical quality across millions of final wool items.
The final wool product is perfectly folded and sized for retail packaging.
Sealing the package protects the luxurious wool fiber from moisture and damage during its long transit to the consumer.
Automated checks confirm the precise weight and dimensions of every box containing wool goods.
The tireless robotic arm efficiently builds stable, perfect stacks of packaged wool for maximized shipping density.
Securing the pallet is the last step before warehousing, ensuring the hundreds of kilograms of finished wool products remain stable.
Global logistics rely on precision tracking. Every pallet of wool is digitally registered for its journey across the world.
The warehouse is a monument to efficiency. Pallets of finished wool products are temporarily stored until shipment is required.
Demand calls. The wool is retrieved from the deep recesses of the warehouse and prepared for export.
The finished wool leaves the factory floor, sealed inside robust steel containers, built to withstand the elements.
The journey continues across oceans and continents.
Protected and accounted for, the wool travels the final miles to millions of consumers globally.
All right, careful with those wool boxes. Stack them tight. From the sheep's back to the metropolitan market, the wool has arrived.
The final moment of this epic journey. the connection between the raw material and the human who appreciates its quality.
Durable, breathable, and exquisitely soft, the mega factory has perfected the ancient art of transforming humble fiber into luxurious comfort.
The epic journey of wool is complete, a testament to nature, logistics, and the power of industrial innovation.